Hey you guys, welcome to another episode of Cassie's World. I am your host, Cassie. If this is your first time tuning into the show, welcome. I hope you enjoy and you continue to listen. Returning listeners, welcome back. Thank you so much for the much continued support. Regardless if you're new or returning, if you're listening to the podcast on the Apple Podcast app, please do me a favor and rate and review the show. Whatever platform that you're listening to, be sure to subscribe so that you can get notifications of all new episodes once they become available. Hey you guys, it's another episode of the podcast Cassie's World. I hope everybody's having a good day, had a great weekend, had a great week. This week I came across a book called The 12-Week Year. And the book is written by a guy named Brian Moran. In the book, it talks about how you can get more done in 12 weeks than most people get done in a year. When I first started reading the book, I became hooked instantly. I finished it really in like a day. So pretty much what you're doing is breaking down your year into 12-week blocks and setting goals to accomplish in those 12 weeks. You create a vision, create an action plan, and set daily commits to achieve whatever your goal is. For those of you that have been following the show since the beginning, you will all know I love to set goals. That's like my thing. Having something that I'm always constantly working towards. And this method seems to be a pretty good way to stay on track. Now, after reading the book, I found this template on the internet. Well, really, I found it on TikTok that allows you to create a 12-week plan. And when I tell you I love it, it's like the best thing ever. I'm going to post it in the show notes, and it's completely customizable so you can tweak it as needed and make it your own little thing. But the biggest thing for me about the 12-week year is the daily commits that you set to accomplish for your goal. I don't know about you, but I know for me, I can easily fall off the wagon of achieving a goal just because of procrastination. I think about New Year's resolutions. You start off in January with all the stuff that you want to do. You have all this energy, all this momentum, and then you remember, I got 11 months to get this done. So naturally, you're like, one day of laziness won't hurt. One day turns into a week, 1 week turns into a month, and then boom, it's November, and now it's like, okay, January is back around again. I can just start over, right? Now, I'm not passing judgment because I have been/am that person too. I just wanted to share with you a method that I came across that seems to help with executing actions. And of course, anytime you're working towards a goal, you have to have some type of plan and you have to execute those actions. So this method seems to really focus on the execution part of accomplishing a goal. Because, let's face it. We all know what we need to do and what we need to do to get it done. Sometimes we just have poor methods of execution or not a clear vision of what's required. The 12-week plan I came across requires you to be very specific and detailed about what your goal is, when you're supposed to achieve it by, as well as, what you're going to do to get it done. One of my goals that I put on my 12-week plan was to meditate and journal daily. I know it sounds simple, but sometimes, I fall short. And I found that when I do journal and I do meditate, I have a better day and also am more intentional about the things that I do throughout my day. So on my 12-week plan, each day I have to check off, the days that I do meditate and then the days that I do journal. And at the end of the week, I check my score to see how I did. Now, some of my goals don't require daily actions. Some require weekly actions. I still have to schedule them into my 12-week plan, and I can check them off accordingly, as well as give myself a score. I really like the concept of scoring yourself each week each week, because, it kind of keeps you on track and it makes you kind of hold yourself accountable for where you stand percentage-wise of how well you're able to execute your daily commits or your weekly commits, whichever one you set up. I'm really excited about this new way of tracking goals. And of course, I'll keep you guys updated on how it's working for me. Now, in the meantime, I want you to go ahead and check out the book. It's called The 12-Week Year by Brian Moran. Go get a physical copy, ebook, audiobook, whatever. The book is definitely a game changer. Like I said, I finished it in like a day and a half maybe. For those of you that like audio or ebooks, you can find it on this Scribed app. I use that for my readings because I am ebook person, audiobook person, just because if I'm out in the car or on the go and I'm like, oh, let me just grab this right here instead of walking around with a physical book. I find it harder to get through a full book when I have to carry it around, because sometimes I leave it, go somewhere, got some free time, and I can just pick up my phone and just read the book. So for me, I'm an audio ebook person. So I'm going to put that link for Scribed in the show notes as well, because Scribed is pretty much awesome. It's my favorite. It's unlimited. Some of those apps, you can only check out so many books at a time. And it's also like pretty affordable. I think it's like $9.99 a month, or it may have recently just went up to like $10.99. But still, like I said, it's a ton of things on that app. So it's not just limited to books. You can look at magazines. You can listen to podcasts. Pretty much kind of any document is on Scribed. Lastly, I would like to share with you guys a piece of motivation to help you get through the week. I came across a video of a lady talking about how she asked a millionaire what her secret was to becoming a millionaire. And the lady simply responded, she just decided that she was going to be a millionaire. There was no big drawn out explanation, just a simple, I decided I was going to be a millionaire. I want to remind you that you determine your level of success. You determine how far you will go. Mentally telling yourself where you will go and doing the work and being dedicated to it all falls back on you. Nobody else. With that being said, I hope you will hold yourself accountable and do the work and take yourself to the level you've been dreaming of. I really hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did making it. Please check out the show notes for all those gems that I dropped this episode. Be sure to rate, review, subscribe, share it on social media, use the hashtag thepodcastcassiesworld. It's been real. It's been great. Until next time, be blessed.